Hey, what's going on, everyone? Christian Carter with Radius Financial Group, and today I'm answering yet another one of the top 10 questions that were Googled in 2022 by potential home buyers. And of course, that question today is, what documents do I need to provide in order to get a mortgage, right? So I tried to simplify it here, so let's jump right into it. All right, number one is proof of identity, right? This is pretty straightforward. This can be a driver's license, any kind of government issued ID, right? Like a military ID or even a passport, right? So we need proof of identity. We need to make sure you are who you say you are, right? Pretty straightforward. All right, number two, proof of income, right? Now, for the most part, it's going to be pay stubs and W-2s, right? So that's for, your standard hourly or, salaried earner, right? So we're going to need to collect the W-2s and tax returns from the past 2 years, right? And normally the most recent 30 days worth of pay stubs, right? Now, if you're self-employed or you are more commission based or something like that, we're definitely going to need to collect 1099s as well as your tax returns, right? So that's just real straightforward as far as proof of income, right? That's what we're going to need. Again, most people are going to fall into this category where it's 2 years worth of W-2s in the last 30 days worth of pay stubs. All right, next up here, employment verification. Now, this is an acronym we love to throw around in the mortgage industry. It's called VOE, right? And that just stands for verification of employment. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to reach out to your HR, Human Resources Department, and we're just going to have them fill out a verification of employment, which is usually a 1 or 2 page document that just says how you get paid. Is it hourly, salary? What are you on track to make this year, right? So not only are we going to take your word for it with your pay stubs, your W-2s, your tax returns, but we're also going to reach out to an employer, make sure that those two things line up, right? All right, proof of assets. Now, this is important. When it comes to proof of assets, we are looking for where the down payment is coming from, right? Where your cash to close is coming from, and if we need it, where those mortgage reserves are coming from. Now, if you have any questions about those 3 topics, down payment, cash to close, or mortgage reserves, I shot another video on that. Go check it out. But just know that when it comes to proof of assets, those are the 3 things that we're normally looking for, right? So this can come from regular bank account statements, whether that's checking or savings. It can come from an investment account statement, a retirement account, such as a 401k, IRA. And then in terms of the down payment, if you're getting the down payment from a family member, a friend, an employer, then we're going to need to see some sort of gift letter from whoever is giving you that gift for the down payment, right? So that's as far as proof of assets. And normally we like to see at least 60 days worth of these assets, right? So if it's a normal bank account, we'll probably need 2 statements from your bank account. Investment accounts, retirement accounts, usually those are quarterly, so we can usually deal with a quarterly statement for that. All right, next up, credit history, right? So we are going to pull a credit report, right? You don't need to worry about that. We'll pull a credit report. We'll go through the whole report, make sure everything is good to go. And next up here is another acronym, because we love acronyms in the mortgage industry, and that's an LOX. That just stands for letter of explanation. So if there is something on your credit report that we just need to know a little bit more about, we'll normally just have you fill out a 1-page LOX, letter of explanation, explaining what that credit event is, right? Pretty straightforward. All right, other debt documents that we might need, credit card balances. So if you've paid down your credit card balances significantly since the last time we pulled your credit, then we're going to need to see those updated balances. Also, student loans. This is a big one right now. Some student loans are in deferment. We might need to collect some sort of documentation as far as your student loans, the balances, and more importantly, when you start paying those student loans and what the minimum monthly payment is, right? Car loans is another one. This happens a lot when you're either you're close to paying off your car loan, so within 10 months or so, or if you're leasing a car, right? We might need to collect some documents as far as your car loans. Those are just 3 examples of other debt documents that we might need to collect, but those are 3 that we see a lot. All right, number 6 right here, proof of insurance. So before we actually close on the home, we are going to need to see that you have homeowners insurance in place for the new property you're buying, right? Because if we're giving you a mortgage, we're lending you all this money, we want to make sure you have insurance. So if the whole place burns down, you at least have some money to rebuild the property, right? So proof of insurance, very, very important. But honestly, that normally doesn't get hashed out until about 7 to 10 days before the closing, right? So it's not something, proof of insurance is not something you need, right up front. All right, additional documentation. Again, I just chose 3 topics that we tend to see a lot when it comes to additional documentation. And that, of course, is a divorce decree, child support, or any kind of rental history, right? Those are pretty self-explanatory, but if you are divorced, we're going to need to see a copy of the divorce decree and see if there's any child support payments in there, or if you are to receive child support payments. And then rental history, if we need to show that you have a positive rental history, we might reach out for those documents as well. So as you can see, answering the question, what documents do I need to provide in order to get a mortgage? The list is long. In the mortgage industry, we absolutely love documentation, especially since 2008. But yeah, I hope this answers your question. And of course, if you guys have more questions, please hit me up. I love making these videos. I need new topics. And that's about it. Have a great day. I'll see you later.